Hey, what is up YouTube? It's Malone here and I'm here with another wonderful video for you guys today. We are currently in Imperia Part 2. That's not actually what this video is about though. Today we are going to be talking about why I believe and I'm under the impression that we are the most powerful creatures in the entire spiral now. Now, I would like to start out this video by pointing out that I know a lot of people are immediately going to jump up and be like, no! No, my lord! No! Merle Ambrose, most powerful thing ever! You know, he's got his fan base, you know, I can't hate on him for that, but in this case, I'm sorry guys, but no, he's not anymore. And here are some reasons why. First off, we have to consider the fact that we have pretty much gone through the spiral, and this is a very basic fact. We've saved worlds. We failed with Azteca. That was our biggest failure. We definitely did fail with Azteca, you know. And there's even a quest in Chrysalis that, you know, to kind of embrace shadow magic. For us to be able to tame it, for us to be able to use it, we actually have to defeat a creature called the Shadow of the Land, which is the blighted, I don't know if you know that, blighted Yocte. It's the awesome looking tree boss from Azteca. You'll know him when you see him, but he has like a big sword. It's really cool looking, awesome. But anyways, he's like the undead, you know, reborn shadow version of that. He's come back and you have to defeat him so that you can clear yourself of your guilt for, you know, for failing in Azteca, for allowing a whole world to just be destroyed. And we defeat him, and we're able to harness shadow magic, and unlike Morganthe, because we were able to clear ourselves of our anger and our guilt and everything that we had inside of us, we didn't let, you know, the shadow magic kind of overtake us. Now, if you're wondering what the heck does any of that have to do with anything, I'm gonna tell you right now. It is clear to me that we are able to go through the spiral and master just about any magic. You know, I mean, when we come in contact with a magic, or with a type of magic, we're usually able to kind of get the hang of it. Even in Grizzleheim, rune magic, you know, we used a little bit of that. We don't use it very often, and we don't get to train it or anything, but it is noted in the world, you know, when you're questing through it, that you do use rune magic from time to time, and you are pretty good at it. So it's clear that we are very fast learners, and from the very beginning, Merle Ambrose has agreed with that. The next thing that I'm going to point out is the fact that we are now, in this kind of a spoiler alert here, so if you don't want spoilers for Imperia or Imperia Part 2, or heck, even Polaris, if you don't want spoilers for Arc 3, or Arc 2, there's going to be a lot of information in this video. If you are a very low level and you don't want to know anything beforehand, click off of this video because there is information from all 3 arcs involved. So, with that being said, we are Grandfather Bartleby's scion. The words are not coming out of my mouth properly. Anyways, we're his scion. We're kind of his buddy, you know. We make sure he's okay. We're his caretaker. We're his freaking caretaker. We tell him to bend over so we can wipe his butt whenever he gets to old age. But with that being said, we are also very powerful. Being his caretaker comes with some responsibilities, and it comes with some amazing power, as seen in Imperia Part 2 against the Ether Titan. Now, when you originally go, you know, enter the Husk, you're fighting all these really powerful creatures. You're fighting, you know, the Guardians of the Light. You're fighting, you know, different shadow creatures and stuff. And then, obviously, you fight the Rat and the Scorpion in a battle together, which isn't a very hard fight, but storyline-wise, it's supposed to be challenging because they're children of fighters. And then you end up fighting the Storm Titan Triton, which is insanely weird. I don't know why we fight this Triton. It's really, like, what would it be? It's kind of cool at the same time, though, because, like, him popping in and out of the battle, as annoying as it is, and as challenging as it can make the battle, it looks pretty cool. Anyways, so we end up actually fighting his trident. It has 1,000,000 health. You don't actually have to do the full 1,000,000 damage, you know, granted, but still, the fact that we were faced with such an enemy means that clearly we're on a whole different level than someone like Merle Ambrose. Alright? Like, we are actually fighting, we basically are fighting one of the children of the primordial being. Those being Raven, Spider, Grandfather, Bartleby, you know, the Aurorius thingy in Polaris that you talk to. She's kind of a creature from, you know, the first world. We've stepped to another level. We have a lot of association with these primordial beings, and it's clear that, you know, because even Grandfather Spider offers us a place in his new world that he was trying to make. He offers us a place. He's like, you know, if you just give up now, I'll offer you a spot and you can rule the new world. He clearly saw us as a threat. He clearly knew that we were powerful enough to possibly be able to stop him, even being a primordial deity. Granted, he was in a weakened state, but still, he is from the first world. Who knows what he would be capable of, even in a weakened state, even without his Chaos Heart. Merle Ambrose surely would not be able to defeat him, even in his weakened state. The next point, it kind of goes along with the Scion of Bartleby thing. Along with the responsibilities of the Scion of Bartleby, you also get the Scion of Bartleby's power. You go Godzilla, like literal God mode on freaking the Ether Titan. You become gigantic, enormous. Your spells do 9,000 damage. Alright? Wait, no, that's enemy spells. Your spells do 99,000 damage, and you have 50,000 health. You become Godzilla. You become a god. You become a primordial deity, just with primordial. Alright, because you went around the spiral. But you are clearly, at that point, you're definitely more powerful than Merle Ambrose. You are an actual god. Okay? You're like the next generation of gods. Because if you haven't noticed with the whole Wizard101 thing, you've got the gods in Aquila, right? So the way that I see it, how it kind of goes in order, you've got the creatures of the first world, the primordial deities. After that, you've got the titans. You know, they're obviously also of the first world, but they're the children of the primordial deities. They're the titans, and then you've got the Greek gods of, you know, Aquila. And then that probably makes us like, you know, what's that? Oh yeah, demigods. Because if you'd like to check out where I had an explanation video that's kind of describing my thoughts on that, you know, family tree type situation. How I think that KI is taking pages out of the Greek mythology book. If you really, really look at the information available, it's clear as day. Like, one of their employees just opened a Greek mythology book with like, you know, we already have the characters of Bartleby. We already have Raven. We already have the whole world of Aquila. We have an almighty wizard that's twisting through the spiral. He's basically Hercules. And you know what else we have? We have the origin story of the Titans. This is a lot to work with. And I think I have a plan. I think we can roll with this, guys. Greek mythology, yo! Anyways, but it's clear as day that that's what they did. It really is. I mean, no, even if they denied it, I'm just shaking my head like, no, you can't deny this. Look at this book. Have you read Percy Jackson? Come on. Anyways, the next point that I want to make actually has very little to do with the Bartleby of Scion situation. Oh yeah, wait, first, before that, Merle Ambrose actually failed the Bartleby of Scion test. You have to take it's not really a test, but, you know, like, one of those things like, are you worthy? Are you worthy? You know, and you pass it, but even Merle Ambrose himself admits to failing it. Admits to trying and failing to do so, to accomplish the Bartleby of Scion test, as have multiple other very powerful wizards of the spiral according to himself. You know, and all of a sudden, Bam. Okay? The next point I'd like to make is that the Tree of Knowledge spoke to us at the end of Imperia Part 2. The Tree of Knowledge himself, or herself, I'm not sure. But she cried out into the Arcanum. Okay? Not really cried out, but she screamed at us very, very, very loudly. Like, she was really, really upset with what we had just done, saving everyone. But if you'd like to hear more about that, it's also in my last video about, you know, the whole what the heck is the nothing situation. You know, because that's apparently when we saved everyone, we actually basically destroyed everything. Like, we brought the spiral apparently. But she chose us. We are the chosen one. She said that, you know, hey, by the way, Bartleby Scion, you messed up in a very, very powerful and primordial way. I hope you remain in a constant state of fear. And good luck. I'm gonna go back to taking my decade-long nap. You know, she just went back to sleep with jerk move, you know, primordial tree. What can you do? I mean, really, what can you do? Anyways, that's another point. She chose to speak to us. Okay, so that kind of speaks to our reputation, right? And then I'd also like to point to the fact that in Imperia Part 2, in the dream world, I know it is a dream world, and I know it wasn't truly Merle Ambrose, but you basically defeat Merle Ambrose. You do. You defeat Merle Ambrose. Alright? You defeat Dream Merle Ambrose. Okay, and he's very, very, very upset with us that we apparently skipped all of our classes, wandered around the spiral, destroyed a bunch of really bad guys, and gained a reputation, passed Ravenwood without actually taking any tests, and yeah, he didn't like us for that. He failed Wizarding 101. He wasn't happy. Anyways, we end up defeating him, and that's kind of a dream version of him, sure, but it's also a slight representation of his power, and I know that they put rank 999 for him, but that wasn't, it was a hard boss, but it wasn't rank 999 hard, okay? That was just an over-exaggeration, and again, the boss was located in the dream world. Like, everything there was kind of more from reality, but clearly based off of some perception of reality, because if we look at the beginning of Imperia Part 2, Merle Ambrose bursts into the Arcanum with rage as they decide that they want to perform some experimental treatment on Mellery. Also, I got 2 Aether Dust and an Aether Lord. That's impressive. I like this new update, by the way. But he was very, very mad. He didn't want anything to do with it, and he even accused the Arcanum of overreaching with their power in the Spiral, because they are the CIA of the Spiral. They basically are. A lot of people have said that they're like college for us, but no, Ravenwood was college. Some people seem to think that Ravenwood was high school, which is really odd to me, but no. Ravenwood was college. The Arcanum is basically our job now. You know, we're secret agents. If you haven't noticed, you've been receiving promotions as you go along through the Arcanum. You know, sure, one of them is understudy, but at the same time, you also have to realize that these increases in Arcanum rank were even called promotions by one of the scholars whenever he, you know, said that we should receive another promotion at the end of the period part 2. So that it's kind of our job, all right. But they were accused of overreaching and using their, you know, all of their resources to basically mess with everyone's lives. To basically say, hey, by the way, we can just do whatever we want because we've got all this fancy stuff, man. Yeah! You know, we've got all these super powerful wizards. We've got this guy right here, too. He's a god, yo. You know, defeated Malastare, defeated freaking Morgan. Alright, he prevented the entire spiral from being covered in ice back in Wintertuff. Don't y'all remember that? I mean, come on now, you know? But, I don't know why. There's another point I'd like to make that kind of jumps right out at you. Our reputation alone is enough to say, hey, by the way, we've done all this. What have you done lately, old man? Alright, we defeated, we defeated Malistaire. We defeated Morgan. We defeated Malistaire yet again after he, summons us to Darkmoor for the whole Khan Devasi situation. Which, by the way, we defeated Malistaire in a storyline Khan Devasi situation, which, as the storyline claims, is, hadn't been performed in thousands or hundreds or thousands of years by anyone at all. Because what that means is that you go, storyline-wise, you go into a battle alone versus one other person, and there's no one else allowed to join you. Even Malistaire at the beginning, he's like, it's just you and me now, Wizard. Even though there's a whole bunch of bosses between you and stuff, they say that you didn't really have any. He made it harder for us, so we basically won Khan Devasi, even with all of the added storyline difficulties. I mean, that alone means that, hey, we're clearly destined for godhood. And then the fact that we actually become a god, Bartleby's Scion, specifically, in Fury Part 2, is another kind of, it's another kind of title, reputation boost for us. Right, but it also shows just how powerful our wizard is. Okay? You also have to realize, and I keep saying that, but you can, if we look at it storyline-wise, we can also use monstrology. We can summon the literal souls of our enemies to battle with us. Alright, if that's how you look at monstrology, which is basically what it is, that's what Animus is. You're going around the spiral collecting your enemies' souls, and you can summon them in battle. Like, if I wanted to right now, I could hop in this battle, toss freaking, Tempest in, toss my Trent extract in, and I could steal their souls. Okay, I really could. I think I already have too, but poor fellas. Anyways, and then I could summon them in a battle, and they'd be there to help me. I could do the same with Malistaire the Undying from Darkmoor. Granted, for some reason, well, I mean, he actually costs more than every other creature in the Spiral, even the bosses. He's the most expensive creature in the Spiral for monstrology. Anyways, but we can summon the souls of our enemies. Okay. Another thing to consider is the fact that, go ahead and go into my backpack for this one. Oh yeah. Oh, I don't have it yet, but like the gear, okay, you can actually farm for the look of the gear. For the look of that, like, of the god mode from Imperial Part 2. I'm trying to say that, I don't really know how to put that, because I don't know what the gear is actually called. That's really annoying, but whenever you go god mode, you have this very specific, really cool looking gear on, and you can actually go back and supposedly you can get it by farming. I have yet to see anyone actually wearing the gear, but you can go and obtain it, and it looks cool. And it's another sign, if you look at it storyline-wise, that, hey, we have obtained godhood. Like, this is our god hero, okay? Another thing that you have to pay attention to is the fact that we're still Bartleby Scion. Mallory and Bat are still a thing, so as long as all of those pieces line up, we're still able to go god mode anytime we need to. We probably won't, because it's not like there's gonna, other than, the nothing that's coming along, there's not going to be any more Titan fights or, fighting Raven or Old Cobb or anything like that. I don't see that coming. Alright. What I think we're going to do to kind of finish off the nothing, I think we're going to use whatever the Cabal has hidden behind that door. And that brings me to my very last point, which has a lot to do with my very first point, but is a lot more specific. The Cabal! And their hidden secrets that we are clearly destined to learn. This is a long, not really, but this is a long video already. I was trying to make this like this. Anyway, so the Cabal has this room in the Arcanum. Technically not theirs anymore, but their magic, their studies, their forbidden arts are behind that door. There is a super forbidden magic that is, it literally destroys all of the life around the door. Alright, there's trees that are burnt down, and there's scorch marks all around it and stuff, and they have a gigantic electric gate in front of it to prevent anyone from getting inside. Okay? It's clear that there's something incredibly powerful and incredibly unstable that our wizards are very likely to have to tame, to have to control, to defeat this nothing that's coming. This is just a theory, keep in mind, but it is obvious that there is a different kind of magic behind that door. And we know that the nothing is coming. And we know that that magic, by the looks of it, is incredibly powerful. Possibly a lot more powerful and much more dangerous than even shadow magic was considered whenever we were first learning it. And even Raven was freaked out by how far we had gone into the shadows. Granted, she was a little biased with her hatred towards Grandfather Spider, but at the same time, looking at a lot of the other people that have been consumed by shadow, she had a point. Alright, regardless of how biased it was. Anyways, so we're probably going to have to tame and control that magic. When we do so, we'll have a magic that Merle Ambrose likely doesn't even have. And that's assuming that Merle Ambrose has shadow magic to begin with. Okay, we're going to have to keep in mind that Merle Ambrose in Dream World was Merle Ambrose in Dream World. So if he didn't have shadow magic, that is because, well, that's because he's in Dream World. That doesn't represent his actual character. We did defeat him. There is a slight representation there, but it doesn't completely represent. You know, it's an altered perception. Okay. So we're gonna have to control and tame a very, very powerful magic that even the scholars of the Arcanum deemed so dangerous it had to be locked behind a gate that big. That's powerful. And we'll probably have to use that. Whether we use that specific magic or not, we'll have to defeat yet another incredible threat to the spiral, this nothing that's coming along, which apparently was big enough of a threat for the knowledge or the tree of knowledge to actually speak up and request, our presence so that she could yell at us for messing everything up. Okay. Whatever is coming to Wizard101 for the 4th arc or the 5th arc, I don't know if they're planning far ahead on this one, because previous comments indicated that they weren't going to have a new overarching enemy, so I'm not sure whether or not they're still following the book with that or not. But whatever is coming is clearly going to be very dangerous, and it's really, really going to just yet again show that our wizards are the most powerful creatures in the entire spiral. Alright, our reputation precedes us, our power precedes us, our, adaptability precedes us, everything precedes us. There's nothing to say that we're not more powerful than Merle Ambrose himself. Just because he's your professor doesn't mean that he's all of a sudden the most powerful thing. Alright? Because he's the headmaster, that doesn't mean he's the most powerful. Not even close. That's looking at it emotionally. Alright, if you look at it logically, if you look at all of the facts and you line them up, we are more powerful. Storyline-wise, we are much more powerful than Merle Ambrose. Alright, and if we were actually pit against him, we would most likely win. Especially if we entered God mode. That would kind of be cheating, but I guarantee you, they'd probably make him a cheating box too. So, Anyways, guys, I am going to end this video here because I've kind of gone on, and this is actually the second video that I've had to make because the first one, which was a lot shorter, unfortunately, didn't have any audio attached to it, and I don't script my videos, so whatever comes to my mind, whatever words come up are the ones that I use. So, if certain words come up later, the video kind of... But I hope that I, portrayed a lot of information. I know for a fact that if any of you continue the video after the spoiler warning, you probably ruined a lot of the storyline for yourself, and I do apologize for that, but this video kind of required it. I will be putting a spoiler warning in the title and in the description below so that you are properly prepared for what you're going to view. Alright. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like, be sure to leave a comment, be sure to subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.